Is anyone else still waiting for that update for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? I just wanted to really just come out with a video and start talking about this game even more, and just loading it up.
Nickelodeon All-Star
All-Star
Brawl.
Brawl. Just waiting for a showcase as far as a character for this game, and we're just going to talk about just the game in general, and any opinions about the game are welcome in the comments. If you guys want to chime in and give your thoughts about maybe why you didn't get the game, or maybe why you're still holding off and on the fence for the game. And most people that I know, I mean, some of you guys are just talking in the messages and just talking about the game in general, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but every time I play this game, I'm just really running into almost the same players. It's almost as if no one's really playing the game as much now, and some people have run out of. I've even seen people say it, and they ran out of things to do in the game, so they've just been waiting for the updates, and that's what I want to talk about today, because we only have a few days left of this month. We're already getting ready to head into May now, and in the beginning, well, I don't want to say the beginning of March. At the end of March, I was mentioning I did something similar to this particular video, where I was thinking that we would probably have an update. We'll probably be getting crossplay around this time for Q1 or quarter one. If you don't know what I mean, for Q1 is the first quarter of the new year, the beginning of the new year that starts out, and I would rather be able to find out, and I'd rather look for a status. Even if it's not an update that's going to be coming for this game anytime soon, I would rather find out what's going on, what's being worked on. Is there going to be any sort of new updates, or what's coming soon, and what's going to be added into this game? Because we haven't really had anything since this on the screen, as you guys can see, and I wanted to really get into it as far as this video. From what you can see on the screen, and just again, it's like, is it going to be a SpongeBob character? Who do you guys think it's going to be? Is it going to be any sort of brand new feature? And speaking of features, I'm going to bring up a brand new feature that someone wanted me to talk about. So I thought this would probably be a good video to talk about it, and not even just have it be an individual one topic sort of thing. We're just going to be discussing this game in general today. And what do you guys like about it? And maybe if you guys are interested in purchasing this game at some point when crossplay comes out. We don't even know what's happening with this game and what's being worked on. We don't have enough communication, and I think the communication needs to be a little bit better, instead of just being in the dark. And of course, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to expect updates to be super fast and immediate, because it takes time. You want to make sure things are polished. You want to make sure it runs better and things are improving, instead of just adding character after character after character. You can add hundreds and hundreds of characters, but when you don't have any content for the game and not much for the player to get into, and very little player base, when you're finding the same player, and you're not going to be able to find many players to get online with and play against. You have all these amazing characters starting from December all the way to February for starters update that we have from the last recent character, and then we got our March update, which consisted of all the CPU versus CPU. So you can just basically just make bets of who you think is going to win, and just have fun, play around against the CPU and have them battle it out, make up your own showdowns. And that's what I do when I play this game. Every time I play, I spend most of my time offline. I barely really go online, because I'm not going to run into any players, or you're just going to be in this loading loop that's endless, where it's just going to keep spinning and spinning, spinning, searching and searching and searching. And when you pick your character, you're just hoping to find somebody and hope that you run into him. But I wouldn't even want to make the purchase twice because you already bought the game, and most of the players are probably playing on the Nintendo Switch, to be honest. But buying the game all over again, just to try to run into more players, I don't think that's a good idea when the game is supposed to have crossplay coming soon. So you may as well just stick to the platform that you're playing the game on, and then just probably wait for the crossplay. And just speaking of that feature, it definitely needs it. And I think with that feature itself alone, is going to bring more players to the online. they're going to be more interested and connected to these servers, and I just want to show it. And this is the screen you're going to get. There's no one playing this game. And I'm playing this on PlayStation 5. This doesn't even have cross-gen support. So some of y'all that's playing on PS4 wouldn't be able to join in because you have to get a PS5 and you're going to have to get the game all over again. So that's even more money you're just going to have to spend. And I don't think that's necessary. So that's the importance of crossplay, so people can play together and maybe their friends and whoever else that you connect with and you're close to plays on a different platform. Maybe they have a different preference than you do, and they have most of their games on the opposite platform that you play on. See what I'm saying? So people probably want the crossplay. And that's why I think it would just be nice to hear something. Can we get some kind of light? Can we get some kind of information or a post of a status update? What's the status of the crossplay? What's the status of the updates that's going to be implemented and coming soon for a patch? Even if it's not ready to go and they have to push it back further along those lines, that's okay. But what you're going to get that communication, and you're going to be what? You're going to be informed of what's going on for the game and what's going to be coming up. Instead of just being in the dark, you're just going to be lost, and you're just going to be guessing and guessing. It's going to come out this time. Maybe it'll come out next week, or the next day, and the next day. It's going to get even uglier for this game because not many people are playing the game because of the lack of content, and they want those certain characters. You could get Jimmy Waker, you could get Jimmy Neutron and all these other characters, but just like I said, you get a character, you're going to take them online, you'll play through the arcade, and just say, for example, all the new characters out, what am I going to do on the stream? I'm going to take the character to training, see what they can do. Then I'm going to close it out, exit out. I'm going to go to the arcade, take them there, play on the hardest difficulty because I learned their moves, play through the arcade with them. You're not going to really unlock anything because you're not unlocking a stage or anything for it. And for example, let's click on it. I did everything. They're just going to get that same icon in the corner. I'll be done with the character in the arcade. Then what? Then what do I have? What do I have left? I'm just going to be able to go back. Might as well go online. Whoa, it did a little green screen as if it was going to crash. It's going to go. I'm going to go. Then I'm going to go. I'll go for a training. Then I'll go to arcade. Come on out of that and just play and have fun. And complete the arcade with that said character, he or she or whoever comes out, and then try to go online with that character and have fun and play there. But then there's no one that's going to be online because the crossplay is missing. See what I'm getting at? So now what am I going to do? I'm just going to play around and spend the rest of my time offline. So it brings me to this feature that somebody wanted me to talk about with the online, even with the crossplay missing. They can do something like this, and I like how he brought this up. He mentioned how Mario Kart has local online multiplayer where two people from the same TV can play online, and they can have that. So you can get together with your friends, have people come over who want to play this game on that same platform and do local online multiplayer, and it'll probably increase the chances of you getting into a match with someone else. So it could be a three-way sort of battle royale, a three-way free-for-all, or you might have somebody else come over and you might be three of you guys playing, or maybe you guys can just play online together, four-player. It still creates more fun for that game, for the game itself too. So I think this would be a pretty good idea. So since our Mario Kart has it, if they added features like CPU versus CPU, why not add local multiplayer so it increases the chances of you filling up that lobby when you get online? And I think people will come on this game to play it, and it'll increase the player base a little bit. So even with crossplay taking a little bit longer, you have that local online multiplayer. Bring some buddies over, hang out, have some fun, and whenever you play this game on, and you guys get online and try to run into someone, to a player or two to fill up that lobby, and then maybe more people might pop up and want to consider playing the game to get back into the game because of the local online multiplayer, and you might end up finding yourself playing against others they're someone else and their buddies online. See what I'm saying? So that, I think that'll really be really awesome of a feature. So I wanted to add that into this video as a favor to him. So it's just for you guys out there. So it's another good idea. It's just another additional feature that could be included to this game to bring more players. But let's bring up the roster. It's just going to stay on the screen. You have all these characters, one costume each with a reference. They're nice and all, but we need so much more. And I'm just curious to see what you guys want to see. What's some of the characters that y'all want to see in this game? And I'm going to get ready to name 5 characters that I think is probably going to be in this game, maybe as our next character, our next potential character. See how they had Gary? It's got to be a SpongeBob character. It makes me think that it might be a SpongeBob character. So why you got Gary to steal out of all characters? It's gotta be some kind of hint. Maybe like hint, hint, nudge, nudge. It's gotta be a for SpongeBob character. Could be a potential villain of some sort, like Plankton. But I'm just gonna say Mr. Krabs. I'm gonna go with Mr. Krabs to be the next character. Somebody from SpongeBob universe included for my first pick. Then I'm gonna pick Jimmy Neutron. And then I'm gonna go Rocco. And then I'm gonna pick I'm gonna go with Vlad Plasmius because we only got one Danny Phantom character for his universe. And then it's no way it can be a Ninja Turtles character. And then I'll probably go with maybe potentially it could be I don't even know for sure. So many good characters. I wouldn't mind another Loud House character. Maybe it'll be an Avatar character. Let's do that. But my top 3 for sure has got to be a SpongeBob character. SpongeBob character for sure from his universe. Jimmy Neutron and then Rocco. Those are my top 3 for sure. Hands down of characters that might be added, of the next potential character that could be added into this game. And I'm going to just say is this, and even if it's not those characters, it's not the character I want, so I'm not going to play the game. I'm still going to play the game no matter whoever. They can add a rock. They can add a rock in the character's life. They can do a rock or an ant or whatever, whoever they want to. From any sort of show. If it's a new character, I'm coming on here to play this game and try them out. So they can add any character. That's just how much I like the game. It's so much fun, just with all the different characters. And there's no such thing as a bad character in the game. They can come out with so many different features. The voice lines is going to take long. It's going to take a little bit longer because they got to get a voice actor to play these individual characters and the voice lines and put them in sync with the characters, so it fits the characters and what they're saying in the game. So it's going to take a while, but another idea I can throw out there, just as a little quick suggestion, is that they can come out with the voice lines slowly. They don't have to have them all ready at once. Maybe that one particular special character for that DLC that comes out could be the I won't say the end all be all, but the one character that can be special with voice lines. So it could be a slow process with baby steps. So you come out with a character that can talk and has voice lines. So this would be probably just as I said from another video, it's like with Dead by Daylight, for example, Ashley Williams is the only survivor in that game who can talk and has his own little voice lines from the survivor side. But they can do something like that for a Nickelodeon character that gets added for a DLC. They're new, they got a costume, and it's paid DLC. And then what's going to make them even more special, they're going to also be one of the first characters to talk and have voice lines of their own and unique quotes when they're in the battle and when you select them and when they win, you get in the winner circle for the winning animation. They can do things like that. So it just opens doors. That was just another suggestion, but even without the voice lines, it just needs so much more content. They can add so much more. I still wish this had a story mode. I still wish it did, and that's why I was so excited. I said, I'm about to be unlocking Spawn. Well, of course, SpongeBob is going to be in the game already as a default character, but I'm about to be unlocking one of the Ninja Turtles. I'm going to unlock all the characters, see what I have to do to unlock them. They're all available right off the bat, so you're not really earning the character. They're just all ready to play. When you get the game, you're already gonna have these characters for free right off the bat. Garfield and Shredder in that order. numerical order, and then all the characters that you see on the screen are going to be available once you make the purchase of this game alongside of the ultimate costumes. All you have to do is fully install the game and you get the costumes, you get everything right off the bat in this game. The only thing that you're unlocking from the arcade mode is that player icon of that character that you played the arcade mode with. You're not getting anything else. So that's why I think it should be like challenges or some kind of event mode or something like that. It doesn't really have to be almost identical to Super Smash Bros. These characters have their own unique abilities and movesets that can be utilized in the battles. They can do items if they want to. They can do items from Nickelodeon. They can add so many different things. And like pizza from the Ninja Turtles world, from the universe, something like that. A Krabby Patty, the spatula that could be picked up and smack people with. See what I'm saying? You can take those different items from those different worlds. And just a reference for Jimmy Neutron real quick. How about the Purple Flirt? Y'all remember that drink that they love drinking in the show? They can add that as an item, not just recovery items, but see like things like the spatula you can smack people with, that you could pick things up with, and even with missing characters like Donatello and Raphael, you can have the size or Donatello's his pole stick to be able to use for a little amount of time, and it can be a breakable weapon that'll disappear after a little bit. But it's just things like that they can add. They can continue to evolve the game. It's so much more. It's so much more that they can do for this game to bring more players into it. And just like I already mentioned, the local multiplayer, these items and characters, there's so many missing reps from the show, and it just needs so much more modes. I'm just stuck in the local mode, playing stocks, time modes, and then a sports mode, and so much more. And I'm gonna go as far as saying this: it needs another tutorial. It needs a better tutorial, because some of you guys that got the game, who came over here, and it feels amazing that some of you guys I can make the game look fun, and you guys bought it. But some people don't know how to play, and the tutorial needs a little bit of improvements. You're just reading. Why not have the tutorial be a little bit tweaked a little bit? So when it has you perform certain moves on the fly, so as an objective. I'm thinking about Marvel vs. Capcom. When you do a move, it'll have you display it and press square to attack or a light attack. And see how it says running? This needs to be changed too, so the player can learn how to play. You're just gonna read, and then wait a minute, you're just gonna be pressing buttons when you get into a battle, and you start playing for the first time. So it needs to be. I would like to see some tweaks for that, so more players can get into the game. You're not gonna memorize these controls, so why not have the player perform those actions in a tutorial mode, so he or she can learn how to play a little bit better and memorize the controls, because some people don't know how to recover and get back onto the stage, and they just keep falling off the stage. See what I'm saying? So those are just some things that can add on to the game and more modes to open up the doors and more content. They don't have to change every single thing in the game, but it's just limited with just very little to do. And I want more to do for the arcade. Just encounters, showdowns, something like that. That's why I just end up just doing things like Team SpongeBob versus Team Ren and Stimpy, just for example. SpongeBob and Sandy taking on Ren and Stimpy and Powder Toast Man, or the Ninja Turtles battling Shredder on a 2v1, or two Shredder clones, two different Shredders and stuff like that. I just make up stuff like that just to have fun. But it's just not much going on as far as this. For this little, when you click on extras, you got the gallery, and then the moves, the replays, and then the jukebox. It has amazing songs. And speaking of the songs, they can add even more music. How about some new music? I don't know what you guys think about that. New soundtracks. Some new music for some of these stages. 22 characters, 22 stages. Let's get to the stages real quick. Let's pick anybody. We're not going to start a fight anyway. Got all these characters. And it's funny. There's Helga on the screen. Y'all can get Rugrats. Y'all can get the kids in the game. They can get Arnold. He can be in the game too. He can't get a slot in here.
Select your stage.
Got the game show. This is the newest stage. This is one of the best soundtracks, best stages. I like the Flying Time, Loud House, some of my favorite stages to go to. Flying Dutchman, Royalwood Cemetery with the soundtrack, Super Slam. They got some good songs. Goes on. Some of my top favorite stages. But they can add so much more. And even if it's not a new stage, they can change up the soundtracks a little bit more. So it's not just one track. So I'm just curious to see what you guys think. I just wanted to really come out and start talking about this game. Who's going to be next? What's going to be their next move? What are the developers' next move? Is it going to be a character reveal? And even if it's not ready, that even if that character or that update or patch or crossplay isn't ready yet, I just would love to see some kind of light to shed some light on this game or what's being worked on, what's going to be coming up next. Just for a little bit of status update. Doesn't take that long to make a post, but I just don't know what you guys think. All comments are welcome as far as the opinions of the game, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. I just wanted to talk about it and maybe some of the characters y'all want to see. And just like I said, it could be a character, it can be anybody, it can be a rock or someone, anybody. And they can come out with any character. Put some eyes on the eyebrows and a mouth on the rock and have them just doing some attacks, stuff like that. It can be anybody. I'm not looking for anyone in particular as far as a certain character. It's gotta be them. It better be them. As long as there's more content for the game, people are going to continue to play, and with that crossplay, it's going to make more people want to get into the game. So no matter what you play on, they'll be free to play against other players and those other friends who are on different platforms. Not easy to get a PS5, and it looks graphically good and beautiful with the characters, the colors and stuff like that. Look at this. Just even from the modes with the poses, it really stands out. But I'm just curious to see what you guys think. I just want to really come out with a video today and start talking about it. Maybe we'll get something this week, even if it's not an update, or at least hope to hear from some kind of update or some kind of post of what's going on with the future of this game as the year goes on.